It's 11:59 at Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for an hour. So it is still 10 o'clock where I'm at, so that means it's 11 o'clock the next time zone over. So that means it's still Gary's birthday, right?
Yep.
So
Now, did you get Gary to do that song personally?
this was paid an undisclosed entity to sneak into a bathroom and record that, and we'll just say that it's been recorded in a bathroom in Kansas, and that will leave it at that. All right, so we've got people joining us for this discussion. The people that are joining us out there in the world that are watching on the platform called gunchannels.com. See a little bunch of green dots over there. Appreciate the people that join us over there. It's a platform that's going on its 6th year. It is just a bunch of code on the internet. What it really is a bunch of people that have a common interest in sharing two-way, firearms type of conversation or content, and they get together and use the platform, use the tools there to collaborate and share stuff. So I appreciate the people that join us over there. This is an effort at new media, using the back and forth communication to keep the lines of communication open. This is going to be an important year. Not just apathy working against us. We've got lots of people who are good at dividing communities, and it's important to create communities in those times. So appreciate the people that are over there watching. Then of course people are watching on YouTube until we get Gunstreamer or a solid GunTube live thing. We'll continue to use that platform, and using the text chat over there to keep track or keep up to date with the people that are in the conversation there. Dano and others have some links out there, so if they want to join us, feel free. Otherwise, it is Tuesday, and on this show, usually on Tuesdays, we talk about Second Amendment issues, but it's up to y'all. So Pink is joining us from Ohio. Thanks for joining.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for the invite.
And then Ice Strike's jumping in from South Carolina. Thanks for jumping in again.
Yep, thanks for the invite.
And then, like I said, there's a couple other people out there that have links. And if you'd like a link and you'd like to join in the panel discussion, let me know over on the Gun Channel side. And I'm down here in Arizona. But we got lots of stuff we could talk about. And I like to leave it up to the panel and the people watching. So if you guys have any topics, feel free to take it. Otherwise, we were just talking about Marco and his crazy adventure. So he had to leave Vegas a day later than he had originally planned, and because of weather, I guess, and the way he's traveling, he ended up going to Miami and then back up to DC. And then Pink was just telling me that once he got through all that, he got into an Uber from the airport, I'm guessing, and left his phone in the Uber. And we know how Uber drivers are. They're like flypaper. You leave something in an Uber, you're never seeing it again. It's might as well throw it in the lake, it's gone. Those people are desperate for money. So,
absolutely. I didn't give back nothing. I still got a pair of woman's glasses, and I know where she lives.
I've got her pills, but damn, about to give them back.
And their prescription, too.
So I guess he had to drive somewhere or something happened to get his phone back after all that. So I don't know, Dana, what happens when somebody leaves something in an Uber car? Do you get paid to drag it to them? I mean,
oh no, we don't get compensated at all. What's really lovely is, like, as an example, if I get home and I discover it, I can send an email to Uber. I'm sorry, am I being too loud?
Huh?
No, that's Pink and his crazy vape machine that he's got.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought he was shushing me.
Oh, sorry.
No, he's Vaping.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a great idea, though. That's what Stan
And so if I find some, let's say, a phone, and it's locked, so I can't even get into it to figure out who does it belong to, because I may have had numerous other passengers since that was left in my car. I can send an email to Uber. Uber is in Uber India, and of course, 12 hours later, I might get a response back. But in the meanwhile, the person, especially if it's like a wallet, will have panicked and canceled every one of their cards when I could have dropped them a phone number at 2 in the or a message at 2 in the morning saying, "Hey, this is your Uber driver from earlier. When you wake up, because you're probably passed out, don't cancel all your cards. I have your wallet. I have all your credit cards in there. Let's set up a time for tomorrow to meet up someplace so I can get this to you. And by the way, I don't get paid for this, so you better fucking tip me, or I just might tip myself." No, truly, we do not get paid to return anything.
Is there an option like that, though? Like, oh, I left my phone and had to be in that Uber car, and then, or maybe if you're not busy, it's like, oh, well, yeah, this is the only phone, and I've only done 2 rides today, so the other person was, didn't have a phone, so it's probably your phone. Can they say, Uber over to me, and then I'll pay you whatever that cost was, so that you do get compensated for the time?
No.
Travel?
Nope.
Wow, that's weird.
So what I do, and I don't live necessarily conveniently close to the area that I service. So what I do, and it doesn't happen that often in the years that I've been doing this, is I'll set up what to me is a halfway point, but what for them might be extremely inconvenient. Well, if you want your item back, this is what you got to do. But in order for us to connect, they have to contact Uber, which will then contact me and give me their number to call them. But it literally erases contact information the nanosecond I end the ride. I lose all information I may have had on the destination, on where I picked them up, what their name is, what their phone number is. It's gone from my phone.
But if someone had like a card or something on their phone, or the item that they forgot, like glasses that say, if found, contact so and so.
Right. On the inside of the earpiece, if it had a phone number.
But you could
I would simply call that number.
Yeah, you could say, "Hey, I'm that Uber guy, and I found this. Is this yours? I'm guessing this is yours."
Yep.
Like, and then they could say, "Oh, great! Like, I'll give you $20 if you meet me here," or something.
Oh, nobody ever offers money.
Really? It's crazy.
They feel it's our duty, or that we're getting paid by Uber.
I thought you were gonna say before, like, whenever I get something, what I'll do is just wing it in front of the same like telephone pole as I leave town. And then you could just be like, "Oh, my lost and found? It's this telephone pole at like 3rd and Cardinal."
Are you guys talking trash about my?
If they don't want to meet me halfway, I might say, "Well, you know what? This really isn't how you're describing it at all. I think this belongs to somebody else."
Or like, "What's the code to your phone?" "Oh yeah." "Oh no, it's somebody else's phone, I guess. I'll talk to them."
Sorry, must have left it in the bar.
Yeah, we're talking about you losing your phone.
Oh, the drama.
Yeah, so what? It's just because you're all spaced out from all this travel?
Exactly, dude. It was like a total just mislap, and I never leave my phone behind. Usually, I'm pretty good at it. But yeah, no, I mean, and the funny thing was, so I did have to go to the Uber page and contact them that way, and then Uber calls you, and then you press the number 1, and it calls the Uber driver. He didn't answer the first time, so I left him a message. When I called him back the second time, he answered. My other choice of recourse was, because I have 2 phones, I was actually going to call the phone provider, which I lost my Verizon phone. So while I was waiting for him, I actually, how in the Uber app it says call your driver, you can text your driver, whatever. So I called my Uber driver, and on the iPhone, when you hit a number, it says, call, I don't know, 1-800, like whatever number, and you press OK. When I hit call to call the Uber driver, it actually brought up the local 202 DC area code number. So I remember making that call. So if he didn't pick up that second call, I was gonna call my phone provider to read me back my last dialed phone number, because that was my last dialed phone number. So I was thinking that was probably the only other way that I could get a hold of him, But 99% of the time, I never actually get on the phone with an Uber driver unless it's a complicated pickup, like at the Sands Convention or the airport, something like that. But if it's like a residential pickup or a normal business pickup,
it's amazing how many people will go to an event where there might be, let's say it's a small event, there's like 5,000 people, and think that everybody getting out of the same exit, and somehow you can fucking find them.
Yeah, or like what
level? Excuse me, 5,000 people. Is there some guy named Joe here?
Or if not, like like it'll be like an airport where there's like pickups, drop-offs, and they're usually on different levels. So you're on the same fucking street, but you gotta know whether you're up top or down below. Like shit like that.
Yeah. Are you arriving or departing?
Yeah. Or even if you arrived and it's a brand new airport, and you got turned around. You walked out into the party section. You know what I'm saying? I've done that shit numerous times.
Yeah, well, and in that situation, that's where it really is an advantage to text the customer and say, I will be meeting you on the upper deck. Now, you may know it's an arrival deck, but just to reaffirm, because you don't know if the passenger has been there before.
Exactly.
So you tell them on the upper deck outside of United, and it's a gray Honda Civic, even though they've already been told what kind of car I have and what color it is, and they get a picture of my face, which is really beautiful, by the way.
All right. Not the daily Uber show, so wrap this Uber up.
I'm sorry. Are you cutting me off?
Oh, I'm cutting you short. You just pull over right here. Yeah, exactly. Shh.
Are you shushing me?
So let's talk about Marco's epic adventure. So
I have
decided to leave
the Vegas. Series.
Huh?
It's a two-part.
It's a two-part.
Yeah, so you decided to leave for Vegas two Wednesdays ago.
Thursday, my first flight was like 7 a.m.
So you're like, I'm going to beat the weather, and I'm going to jump into Vegas a little bit early, and then you got from DC to Chicago, and then how many hours were you in Chicago?
So my initial flight was at 7 a.m., and it was supposed to be from a direct flight that got me into like Vegas at like noon or something like that. No, it was later than that. It was like, I don't know, whatever. It was like the early flight. The problem is because we have 3 airports and Vegas isn't really a hot destination for us, there's only 1 flight out of every airport daily. That's a direct flight. There's not like 8 direct flights in the whole area. Like there's 3 total and 1 at each airport.
That's because every time somebody from government wants to go to DC, they just take their own private government plane.
Yeah, so they take an Air Force plane.
Yeah.
They go to Andrews. So yeah, so I couldn't get on that flight. That flight was oversold. So my next best option was either go to Dallas or Chicago. Dallas was the next one. I'm sorry, Chicago was the next one up.
Yeah.
So I went
Chicago,
to Chicago.
January, always known for good weather.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city. But yeah, so those were my 2 options. But like the Dallas one, like was harder to like. So we looked at the booking of the flight, and Dallas was a harder one to get on throughout the day, and then Chicago was an easy breeze next. So I got to Chicago, I want to say around 11 a.m. Chicago time, which is, I guess, 12 DC time.
Yes.
I started
changed time zones, correct?
Yeah, I left.
So it took you 5 hours to get like halfway across the country, not even a quarter of the way across the country.
Yeah, so it's not bad. Not bad at all. And then from there, it just became a shit show. So the Friday was Chicago was scheduled to get a good amount of snow. They were talking like 5 to 10 inches, and lots of wind. So everyone who had a ticket to fly out Friday, airlines usually for bad weather will let you 24 hours leave 24 hours earlier. You know what I'm saying? So therefore you don't get caught in the weather. And since they're all paying, well, keep in mind I'm on a buddy pass, so I get bumped for any paying customer. So basically, I spent the entire day getting bumped, and I was just trying to go anywhere. I was looking at Salt Lake, I was looking at LA, Albuquerque, Phoenix, anything that was drivable to Vegas. Once it got late in the evening, past 8 p.m., I was like, just put me anywhere, and I couldn't get on anything. Any one of those 4 major cities, and some of those major cities like had like a triple stop just to get you. So like So like I looked on the map and I saw Salt Lake was doable for a drive, but airport wise from Chicago, it's not really doable because I would have to go to Seattle, Reno, or I can't remember, like Seattle, San Fran, and then Salt Lake, for example. So it was just not
And it turns out that Salt Lake City was a bad drive because of the weather, and they had some big accident or something that diverted them around. Gunstream people told us that.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
Well, keep in mind that's what they probably got. They probably got in. Didn't they get in Sunday? Because could we try to do dinner or Saturday?
Yeah. Well, no, they knew they were getting in late, but even with that, they said the weather was bad. It was because there's only the one road.
Okay. Yes, I didn't know that either. But I was just hectic to get out of there, and then the good man, the older gentleman Dano offered to come save me and rescue me from the airport, but because I wanted to try to get a flight out as early as possible, I actually I turned Dano's offer down to board me for the night, but that was simply because it's 2 hours away from Dano. He probably would have came and got me at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then what do I look like turning around and like waking up Dano at 5 o'clock in the morning? Like, hey, do you want to take me back to the airport? It just wasn't it. And I could have got a hotel for like $50, but I was like, fuck it. Let me just stay awake in the airport. I slept for like an hour in the airport.
There's a reason those hotels on Manheim Road are $50.
No. So I saw a $50 one, and then American Airlines was going to get me a discount at like the Howard Johnson or something like that.
Which is crazy because there's a Hilton right at the airport.
Yeah, but the Hilton was, so instead of being like $60 for the Howard Johnson, the Hilton is like, it was like $89. It was a good price for Hilton, but I'm not going to pay another $30. But yeah, so I didn't catch a flight out until like, what time? Like noon, I want to say, the next day. So I spent all night at the airport. I tried to sleep. I slept for like an hour. Was stuck in one of those stupid like individual chair airport sofas. My ass was so numb after just sitting down for so long. Caught a flight out like 11. I think I landed Albuquerque like 1 or 2.
Can I interrupt you for a moment? Do you know why airports do that? Where there's no like 2 seats anymore, they put up armrests for everybody?
Because, I mean, I guess because I don't know, because it's so hard to get back there. I mean, it's not like you can go to the gate without a boarding pass anymore. You know what I'm saying?
In Chicago, I can tell you why they do it.
Why?
Because we had a major problem with homeless people at the airport.
Yeah, but that's okay. Well, so I understand on the front part of the airport, but once you get like past TSA, there are people that end up spending the night.
Right. Well,
this is the part that I hated the most. So there's 2 gate rows, let's say, right? Gate like G10 or like G1 through 30 and H1 through 30, right? And then right in between the 2, there's a little connector like hallway that you can cross over from like the 15s or whatever and just cross over. So literally I sat in that chair all night, and it's 4 a.m. The first flight out is at 5 a.m., which I didn't get. And so whatever. So I walked to the bathroom, and I'm cutting through that little hallway, and there was like a mile row long flow of couches that people were actually sitting on, with a bunch of empty ones that I could have fucking slept way more comfortably on this couch thing. I was so mad. But then, so I got the Albuquerque at like 2. I try to find like a bus. And it's an 8-hour drive from Albuquerque. I try to find like a Greyhound or something like that. I started working on my phone looking for a Greyhound. There weren't really any. There were only 2 Greyhounds per day, and I would have had to wait there another 6 hours before I even got on the Greyhound. And the Greyhound took 12 hours instead of an 8-hour drive. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, Greyhound's out of the option. I rented a car, and the car was only like $40, but then they charged me another like $35 because I'm returning it in Vegas, and I just rented it for one day. They hooked me up with an Infiniti Q50, which is an all-wheel drive 3.2 liter turbo. That thing was fucking awesome. I did like 135 miles an hour on that thing. And so after I picked up the car, I'm driving for like an hour, and then my eyes start closing. Because remember, I'm off of no sleep. So I start getting shakes. My eyes start like blinking real heavy. I'm like, oh no, I need to pull over. So the first rest stop into Arizona, I pulled over, and I slept for like an hour and 15 minutes probably, and then I just drove the rest of the way to Vegas. I got the Pink like around 10:30.
So how did you get out of Chicago then?
So Chicago, I flew to Albuquerque like around 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like I started looking for other like oddball, like in the oddball cities help me. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone wants to go to LA, so that was really hard. Vegas was out of the question for like the rest of the day because everyone's trying to get out before there's snow. But I literally left Chicago maybe like 4 hours before it started snowing.
I think it all goes back to free isn't always free. There's a price to be paid for everything.
Well, it wasn't free. I paid a discounted rate, but it was not free.
Oh, I understand that, but you also paid another price that had nothing to do with money.
But at the same time, I mean, like I also had this calculated, like as far, like, I mean, thank God, like I don't have a 9 to 5 that I have to go to. You know what I'm saying? Monday through Friday, that would have killed my vacation time. But out of 4 years, this is like the worst story that I have.
So then coming home.
Oh, so then coming home, I get there. So I'm trying to leave Sunday. That was my goal, was to leave Sunday. Pink was staying until Monday, so I knew if I couldn't catch like the direct flight, I wasn't gonna stress about it. I'll just try the direct flight the next day, just to try to do that. So on Sunday, I couldn't get a direct flight. So I called Pink. I was like, hey, Pink, come pick me up. Let's go hang out for the day. Da, 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 da. We went out to the desert. We shot. We didn't even. Took Pink to have his first Five Guys. He experienced Five Guys. And then whatever, just passed out, woke up.
Well, that's way too much information. What you guys want to do in Vegas, you should do in Vegas.
Yeah, we did Five Guys. So the next day, like Pink's flight isn't until like 5. My direct flight was at 1:30, so I had to be at the airport like 11:30. So I get to the airport 11:30. Doesn't look good. I don't get on the flight. I start, because like I can just pull up American Airlines and just look and see what else is going on. I look, everything else looks bad for the rest of the day, like anywhere, Chicago or Dallas, and it's simply because at that time was this Monday. Chicago had weather on Monday, which basically diverted everyone to Dallas instead. So Dallas was overwhelmed, and Dallas couldn't, do anything. And those are the two main points from Vegas to DC to actually, do a one stop over. So there wasn't anything available till late that evening, where I could possibly get out to Miami. So I would red eye from Miami. It was like a 10:30 flight. And I landed in Miami like 5 a.m. And then from Miami, it was like an hour and a half layover to get to DC. So I pulled the red eye to Miami, added the extra leg from Miami to DC, got to DC approximately like 11:30, 12 o'clock. And because I had tried to fly on Sunday, my luggage was already there waiting for me. So I didn't have to wait for the for the turnstile or anything. I just grabbed my bags and rolled out because they were in the office. So I roll out. It's a $40 Uber. It's like 20 miles from the airport to my house. Got dropped off at home. Like super tired. I was like, the only thing I want is like clean underwear and a shower. That's all I wanted in life. Clean underwear and a shower. And I was like, I literally turned on the shower. I was getting ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, grabbed the fresh bar of soap. I was like, I'm so ready for the shower. And I'm like, where's my phone to play music? Because I play my music on my iPhone from Verizon, and I could not fucking find it. So then I spent like half an hour trying to get in contact with the Uber driver. Finally got in contact with the Uber driver. So once again, I'm on the red eye flight. I got no sleep in me. It's now like 1, and the Uber driver's like, "If you come right now, I'll meet you." And I'm like, "Great." So tired as hell, I had to drive the 40 minutes to go pick up my phone, and while I'm driving, it starts snowing and slushing, and like we're expected like not really bad weather, but it's supposed to be an ugly freeze over where it's going to make the roads bad. So, yeah, to drive across town in snow and back.
40 miles each way. 40 miles each way.
It was 41 minutes to get there, 23 miles total, and it was like an hour and 15 minutes to get back because by then it already started snowing. But it really took me about 50 minutes to get there. So off of no sleep, I drove another 2 hours as soon as I got back just to go across town to go pick up my phone. And I already freaked out. I'd already changed like my Instagram password. Like, as soon as I can't find my phone, that's the only thing I forgot about. But yeah, so I finally got home like around 3 p.m. and just showered up and hit the side. And I woke up maybe like 3 hours ago, and I just finished unpacking. I just went through my SHOT Show swag.
So good trip then, right?
Huh?
So good trip then.
Oh fuck yeah, bro! It was an adventure in a lifetime. I just feel like this. I wouldn't mind it if it would have been in a car and I would have had the money. You know what I'm saying? But just to be stuck in the airport, bro. The first time I got stuck in the airport for that long, because I was in Dallas for 26 hours. Oh no, I'm sorry, Chicago for like 26 hours. Like once you hit that 20-hour mark of just being in the airport, bro, like you actually go crazy. It's not like what is it like? You know, solitary confinement. Like you know, like we kind of lose it because you're solitary. You actually lose it because you're in the same fucking place. It's like I started going like weirdo. I really felt myself losing a little bit. It's nuts. So yeah, getting a SHOT Show can be hard.
Maybe turn that
It
into
sounds more like leaving is harder.
No, actually getting there was
Pink, are you on a respirator?
No, why?
Sounds
I'm
like
hearing every breath.
sounds like
Every breath. Pink.
I got it. This thing's got good mic. Let me pull it up a little bit.
No, nothing's wrong.
Now you just turned me on there, Dana.
come over to the pink side.
Did you get any good vegan food like while you were out there, G-Webs, or no?
Did you say was I offered free vegan food when I was out there?
No, I said, did you get any good vegan food? Like, you know, like did you hit up like any specialty vegan places?
Did I have to buy my own vegan food? Yes, I did.
Well,
have
most
to buy
people
my
have
own.
to buy their own food in the first place.
Well, let's just say that I was lured to Vegas with the implication, the contract that I was going to get free vegan tacos. So no, I had to buy them myself.
Who offered you free vegan tacos?
It was me, but you didn't agree to go, so I thought we weren't going.
Or whatever. So yeah, I ended up going to this taco joint, but that was it. I don't know. I didn't want to waste a bunch of money going to needed places or what. Plus, none of them are. Well, you know, Joe doesn't eat that shit.
Or is he a vegan as well?
No,
He's the opposite.
Did you go to the place? Like the place?
The vegan taco place.
Yeah, the one. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I went to that one.
So amazing.
Somebody posted macaroni and cheese tacos today.
What I saw today was at the I think it was at the hot dog place that we went to. They did a macaroni and cheese with bacon quesadilla. I'm gonna try that.
Joe was talking about eating a sushi burrito. So you take a bunch of sushi roll and stick it inside a burrito. Who's eating
No,
that?
but I
Who's
have
eating
seen a ramen burrito that
No.
So Angelina, sushi burrito? Yes or no?
No.
Marco, sushi
No.
burrito?
No.
Dano, sushi burrito?
I think you should be whipped for coming up with this idea.
It sounded not like it up. You eating a sushi burrito?
I'd try it once.
Pink, you eating a sushi burrito?
Nope.
All right, and then this is interactive, so we're seeing who out there is eating sushi burritos. They can vote.
Would you eat a ramen burrito?
No.
I would.
Ramen? What the hell are you gonna put soup in a burrito? What is this?
No, it's just the noodles. It's ramen noodles.
What?
And ramen noodles and like nuts and like I saw it.
Nuts?
Yeah.
Oh, nuts.
What the hell is people on?
Like Rocky Mountain oysters or like
Like
peanuts?
ramen, but man, eating it out of a bowl is so difficult. Wish it was in a burrito.
Well, like, aren't you from the
Put
Southwest?
nuts in.
Everything tastes better wrapped up in a flour tortilla, right?
No, it's everything tastes better with hot sauce on it. That's what it is.
Is the burrito wrapped in seaweed? No, I think it's just a regular old burrito. Doesn't make
It
any
is.
sense to me.
Yeah, the sushi is wrapped in seaweed. The burrito is just a burrito.
Can I bring up something actually relevant, if you
Sure.
don't mind?
Sure.
Tomorrow, it will where I'm currently at right now. It'll be a temperature of minus 25, and if you're at the right angle, it'll only be a minus 50 degrees wind chill.
That's only relevant to you, though. So where's the relevant part to us?
Oh, trust me, we're getting it too.
Oh, the big chilly hard one is coming for you, Marco.
So, do you not worry about carry because no one's out, or how do you carry when it's so cold?
I don't
Bucket?
do that.
You don't go out? You
No.
don't carry?
It's not worth the possibility of having a breakdown. It don't pay that much.
Well, if you're carrying, your body temperature's keeping the firearm warm. It's not like it's not going to work.
Yeah, but like you can also go cold on you because like I've actually carried like on a really cold day, and like when it's not like super pressed up against your body or whatever, like the metal will get cold, and then like you'll move, and the metal will touch you. Like, ooh, I forgot I was carrying. But now I know.
But I do have an Uber tip for driving in cold weather. Do not open up the console or the glove compartment.
Why?
There might be something in there that might surprise you.
Oh, like a surprise tool to help us later? Or
Like a firearm.
oh, okay. Yeah, well yeah, surprise tool to help us later.
It's like, hey, what's this?
Why would someone open it though just because it's cold?
Because they're drunk off their ass.
Yeah, like if you're
And during the
like, you
summer
have to
they
Uber.
don't do that if they're drunk?
Oh, they do. They try to.
Or I've seen like Uber share Uber share rides or whatever, and like I've seen like people like digging other people's like glove box. I was like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm just having fun. I'm just goofing around. It's like, no,
No, just having a good time.
this is not the good time wagon.
Oh, it's not?
What you need to do, Dano, is get like a
Shit, those are going for $35?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
What goes for $35?
Those ones that you guys stole off of me.
Which ones?
Patches.
That one that it was really cool, like the white
Baby's
skull.
baby skull.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that was from upstairs somewhere. I wonder why that one. Probably because it's so cool.
Yeah, so unique.
Did any of you get the banana Red Army standard?
Those are old.
Years ago when they first came out, maybe.
I thought I was seeing that it was this one. That they had a new one out.
Wow, there are so many SHOT Show patches out there.
I asked him for all the like. So like, I know a guy that works there, and I asked him for all of his new ones. Like, and he brought out like everything that they had on it, like the actual boxes of patches, and like he let me dig through them. So I'm pretty sure that, are you talking about like the banana clip thing or whatever?
Yeah, the banana clip.
Yeah, where it's got a mag coming out of it and it's like a peeled banana.
Yeah, that's like from like 2 SHOT Shows ago.
Oh, I was lied to.
Don't believe the hype you hear on the streets.
That's the only patch that I wanted.
Oh, you know what? Let me see.
I don't even. Somebody get $120 for these things.
What? Which one?
I'm looking at this. Like, did you send me a link that's got all
Yeah, on
these-
the side.
Yeah, with like just a whole bunch of different auctions. This
Yeah.
19 patches.
Yeah, Knives sent it to me. He's awake. He's out there.
Oh, Mr. Knives. So, wow, the patch and the sticker pack and the thing is $50. Crazy. So I'm just scrolling through looking at some of the swag that's available on YouTube now. Not YouTube, on eBay now for money. And I'm about to screen share one as soon as I quit scrolling down. Amazing. So the sticker pack with one patch is worth $40. It's crazy. So
Well, remember that gun show that we went to last year? The day
Yeah.
after shot, they were
they were $1 a piece though. Some of them.
no. Some of them were $9-10.
Oh,
I could have swore I saw one for 20, but that was like the one.
So see this thing, $120, and it's an auction. So that's the starting bid, and you're going to pay $10 for shipping, so not a big deal. But $130, and then is it going to let me zoom in on this at all? No. But some of these aren't hard to get or anything.
Yeah, like the
It's
ALG one, the fucking, most of the manufacturer ones.
These are just all manufacturer ones for the most part, but not necessarily like you got to go get this one from Esotech. Like, I don't know where Head Down was. Like, you had to find all these places and get them.
New place.
Fleer ain't giving them out. You got to ask for that one. So all I'm saying is this would have taken you like a while. This would have taken you 2-3 days probably to find all these and to bug people about them. It's got to be worth way more than $120 is all I'm getting at, right?
Put it like this, like if you just mosey along and ask every booth for a patch, that's probably one day at shop.
Fuck
You
no,
know
it
what,
is. Not this assortment. What'd you say, Dano?
I was just going to say it'd be more interesting to me anyway if they were actually unit patches.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, not the detail of the patches themselves here. Like GunTech USA, for example, is a bunch of parts made in China for ARs and AKs. It's just that they're way the hell over in the one corner of the place. And then Night Force is nearby, but Night Force didn't just have patches sitting out, so you had to ask somebody for that patch, and you had to get there while they still had patches left. Aero Precision was nowhere near there, right? I'm just trying to think of something that's on the other side from there. But Tough was downstairs, I think. Like
Arrow's downstairs.
This was a whole lot of walking. This symbolizes a whole lot of walking and battle arms. This is stuff that wasn't just sitting out. LG didn't have patches just sitting out. So this is like knowing. I mean, that had, in other words, to get this many, you had to ask so many booths if they had a patch this year, and then wait around for somebody to find out. And then to get these, you had to wait around for some of these. This is just an incredible amount of work. And if they did this and got one patch each, you know what I'm saying? Like every time they went up to somebody, they gave them one, then why would you give them away? That would take, this symbolizes a lot of effort. And if you got two, I just see it being worth so much more than $120. I mean, that's days worth of walking around shot. And some of these, a couple of these are only from this year. So,
well, one thing like that could be like his entire doubles collection. So that could be one reason why he's letting it go. Two, maybe someone that went with like no money to shot and now came back and like has like a credit card bill they got to pay. It's like someone that they left with no money and came back even broker.
There's a group on Facebook, like a patch group, and people are flipping SHOT Show patches in there, and some of them are going for $75 a patch.
Yeah, I don't think anything on this list, but still. Yeah, I mean, and this is just the beginning of the bidding or whatever, I guess.
I don't
This right
see
here. This right here was my favorite thing from SHOT.
Oh yes, I just put that away.
It's a flashlight and a bottle opener.
Oh,
And it's pretty sturdy too.
Knives is saying this is both 2018 and 19. Doesn't say that. What's Knives talking about? He's crazy.
Actually, I was going to say that because that Gemtech patch and that CAA patch, that Aero patch, that Elfman, I have those. I'm looking right at them.
Oh yeah, I mean some of these have been around for a while. That ALG patch is like they've had that for 4 or 5 years, but they didn't have them setting out like in prior years. They had stacks of both of these. This year I didn't see any of them. Like you had to ask for 'em. Or I guess this could be doubles from past years. The Battle Arms patch has been around. I don't know what Head Down's patch. I think it looks like that for a long time.
That
That's
gloss
yeah,
one is cool. I didn't get a white one. I got a sand one.
Yeah, I asked Arrow if
That's
they
not
had new patches this year, and he told me that they didn't do any special new ones because I told him I got the playing cards and the poker chip patches last year. And he's like, "Yep, we didn't do anything special this year."
Well, I see they don't have a Alan Anchor SHOT Show patch, so not even a good collection.
Yep, fell short.
You're absolutely right, Amy.
Oh my god. Mung. Alright, so anyway, do we got a gun shop today?
No. Why don't we go with Marco? Hasn't been on in a while. Got a gun shop to talk about today?
Oh, my favorite gun shop around me is the Machine Gun Nest. It's a gun and range. I met up with those guys at SHOT Show. Spent like half a day with them walking around in some places. Good people. They offer. They have a ladies' night. They offer private instruction. They offer all types of like first aid classes too there. Like it's not just like a range or an FFL or whatever. Like they do the full gambit right there. They do everything but Cerakote. So really informative stuff, really helpful, super nice, and super. And it's like the place is only like 2 years old, so it's state of the art, high tech.
And what's cool is they were a gun shop and did a Kickstarter crowdfunding project to turn it into a indoor range. So like it's 2 years old, but it's 2 years old. People joined the range as part of the crowdfunding thing, I guess. And that was like their membership, and then created a range as a collaborative thing. That's really cool. Like a bunch of people in an area that decide, and probably people from outside the area that just like the concept of a gun shop being made that close to DC, and said,
so they're actually not that close. Like they're a full county away. They're
dude, I know where it is. I've been there, and it's fucking close. I mean, comparatively, compared to me, it's fucking close.
Yeah, but that's because you didn't drive there at 5 o'clock. So anything more than 10 miles is not close.
Whatever. I mean, it's not in Pennsylvania, and it's not in Virginia. That's all I'm saying.
It's closer to Pennsylvania than it is DC.
It's in Maryland. So
yeah.
Whatever. It's close to DC compared to the rest of the fucking country.
And they also did have a limited patch that they were giving out at SHOT Show too. It was this kind of like red flag, and so they're called the Machine Gun Nest, but everyone like their hashtag or everything is TMGN. So they did like the little red GI Joe background with the GI Joe letters and like little like red and white lines going behind it, and it said TMGN. It's pretty cool.
Is that in Maryland?
Yeah, the Machine Gun Nest.
Okay, I'm just surprised to hear Machine Gun anything from Maryland.
No, so they're probably like, honestly, like if I think about it, well, probably not the only, but they're one of the few on the Maryland side close to DC that actually runs full autos. And they have a good collection. They have a 1919 you can shoot. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So actually, like, if you were to consider a gun shop for DC tourism to shoot machine guns, they're probably your best bet. They probably have the biggest selection. I'll give them that for sure.
Yeah, I never would have expected to be able to do machine gun rentals anywhere in the greater outside of DC, Maryland area.
No, we have like even in Maryland, we have a very high percentage population of NFA items simply because of the number of federal government workers that we have. So the law might suck in, like the overall state might suck in gun laws, and we might be an extreme minority. But those that do own guns, a lot of them go like have NFA style items.
I mean, I assume the government security people have theirs and take it to and from home because of what they do.
Yeah, but then usually that person also owns a personal one too.
So I'm just sitting over here looking at all these crazy auctions from stuff. So looking at this one, stickers, big deal. Nobody cares about stickers. So then down here, though, we got bottle openers. So did you guys see these different bottle openers?
I saw some, but I usually don't go for them. Just 'cause I don't drink beer.
Ones that look like bullets? I didn't see these anywhere.
No, I didn't. I would have grabbed them if I did.
Yeah.
And this one looks like 30th anniversary of something, some kind of keychain. Why can't I get this thing to go down? But these two look like little multi.
Is that a wallet? Like what? Go back. What is that thing on top?
So UTV, some kind of badge holder / wallet thing.
Okay.
And then you got that Condor bag they always give away, and then I can't get it to zoom in, but that little dog thingy.
Yeah. No. So it's actually a beer. It originated as a beer coaster.
Yeah, but everyone shoves them on cats and little tiny dogs. So those things, usually they're charging you for those. So I don't know if somebody got one of them for nothing. I need to figure out how that is. Well, that's pretty cool. Hazard 4 is always charging you for everything. So if they're giving away that thing with knots on it, that's kind of neat.
The little dog thing, someone was giving them out if you asked, I think, because I saw, I think Tactical Taz posted about it.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw them was at an Iteration show, and they charged you for it. But the second time, they gave me one for free.
Oh, I've seen them for years, but yeah, they charge you like $24. That's why I don't get one. And I've tried to get them for nothing. They won't give them to me. There's a bunch of more stickers. I didn't see any of the ones you're talking about, though.
I did like $10 each, and I got like 2 for $10 like the first time because I posted them.
So there was a lot more sticker or patches and stuff as I was scrolling through here. The Kel-Tec dogs.
Yeah, I got those.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
I didn't get any. I didn't really think about it until I was leaving, and then I seen them with all their like stacks and stacks and stacks of them and pictures and shit. And I'm like, dang it, I didn't know they had cards. So
hey, what did you search for this? Like, did you search 2019 SHOT Show swag or?
I didn't do shit because Knives gave me the link. Mr. Knives gave me the link. So there's a Voodoo Tactical. I don't know how that's a 2019 SHOT Show thing, but look at all these koozies. I got one koozie from Chris to send to Ellis.
I stopped using koozies because all I go for are like those aluminum cups now.
This the one you got, Angelina? You said you got a tan one? Clock one?
Yeah, that's the one I got. I would want that black and white one, then. That one looks way cool.
You mean a coaster?
I didn't see them hand out anything at the Glock booth. They had Glock patches there?
I asked because I had a meeting there, and I was like, oh, let me get a patch. I'll give you a patch. And they gave me that patch and a Gen 5 patch, but I already had a Gen 5 patch.
How much are those Geisley ones?
$12 here, but they're different prices throughout. There was a set down here where, like, you see like this, they have like this. There was another one where they have the badge holder and some stuff. Different Geisley sets in here. There's a LaRue set. $70 for that LaRue set. Pretty big set. $21 just for the Dillo and the seasoning. So some of these companies do this stuff every year, and people are like, shit, I didn't get there, so I want to get, this year's stuff. So there's another set of just the tags and stuff.
The luggage tag is probably like my favorite thing that they give out because like that I actually use. So like I actually don't even have to tag my bags. I just look for like my Geisley pull tags.
There's a banner from Stag Arms. $30.
Ooh, what's the Crimson Trace?
I got a Geisley banner that they sent me. It's pretty big.
Some sort of a tree, maybe? Tree with a plaid shirt and a gun.
He's got like a ninja thing on his eyes.
Hey, did you get that Chiappa patch, Pink?
Do what now?
The Chiappa patch, did they have it upstairs?
No, we have
Chiappa.
the Chiappa patch that you went and asked and said, like, no, it's only available on their website.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
someone said it was upstairs, but it wasn't.
Yeah, they did.
So
Yeah,
Crimson Trace
we'll
also
put that in.
did the sharks with lasers. I don't know if they did that as a patch or not. I think they did, though. It's either a patch or a sticker. Oh, shit, I don't know if I got the Glock Annual this year. Fuck.
511 usually does some pretty cool patches, like last year, like got like some skull cards or whatever. I saw that one going for 60 just now from 511. I totally forgot to ask my 511 plug for patches. I didn't see her till late though.
There's another bunch of stickers. I don't know, nothing all that interesting. Any of these yours?
Yep.
This one that says S100.
Yeah, that one that says S100.
Looks like a notepad.
The ones I can say are mine are that Badger at the top, I think, is ours, and I think that's it.
I got this one off of Marco, sucker. $13 patch. No trade backs.
That's cool. Because the coolest thing about the wrap of SHOT Show and before you, like, you know, we all say our sad goodbyes to G-Webs and we don't see them for however long we don't see them for, is literally like, you know, like we get together in the living room and we dump all of our shit out and like, here's all my stuff. And like, you literally get to swim through whatever you want and like, just grab shit. Like, I was like, here, G-Webs, these are all my doubles. Grab whatever you want. I'm like, if you see a double, you can have it.
Now I wish I would have grabbed a whole stack of those Wii ones, whatever the hell it was. They were just standing there, like, hey, grab them. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll grab one of each. I'll grab this little one. I don't see the little one on eBay, though. I don't see any of them, actually, so those were a separate link, I guess. All right, well, so that's a lot of dead air. So we got 25 people watching us scroll through eBay there, looking at some of the swag. We started talking about what Marco's little adventures getting up there. Pink, you didn't have anywhere near the trouble?
Nope, none at all. The only trouble I had was I had to pretty much share my seat on the flight back.
Oh, let me tell you. Oh, so I got one more sad thing that. So on the red eye, on the way back, because I fly buddy pass, if there's like 2 extra seats, what they'll do is they'll give me like the whole back row or whatever, right? This pretty like Asian girl and this like Australian white guy come up and they're like, oh, we could sit back here. And I'm like, where's your assigned seat? And like the suitors didn't hear me. I was like, please, like, because their seats were separate from each other, right? Like one was like 20 rows up, the other one was way back. And I was like, what are you doing, sir? He's like, I'm gonna sit back here. I was like, where's your assigned seat? He's like, oh, do you want window or aisle? I'm like, bro, like I was so tired. I didn't want to fight and I didn't want to make the plane take off any longer. But I was this close to having the whole row to myself. And because I didn't speak up and because I didn't want to be an asshole. It's the one time I didn't help out. Should have been an asshole.
Well, that guy was being an inverted asshole.
Yeah.
He was being an asshole. It's just he was doing it with a smile on his face.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid Europeans or like he was either European or Australian. Fucking so mad. So that was frustrating.
If I have to pick between the two assholes, I'll always take the straightforward one every time. Because at least I know what he or she
All right.
is.
So it just passed midnight, I believe, in the Central Time Zone.
Yep.
Did you record that, Jiwa?
What?
Did you record that?
What is it?
That's a chicken birthday song.
So whose birthday is it?
Gizzard Gary's birthday. It's now over.
Oh, it's over. I thought you meant it was beginning.
No, unless you want to have him have a second birthday. I'm sure he's down for that. Second set of presents and a second cake.
Hey, you know what we should all do? We should celebrate Daniel's half birthday just to piss him off. Because he would just get... I could just see Daniel getting mad about that.
All right, when's your half birthday, Dano? We're doing it.
Or less.
See? He says that now. But then we all start bringing it up on the day of. He's going to get annoyed by watch. We're going to do it.
Well, that's what I tell everybody. I said, I'm fat, I'm ugly, and I'm old. So I got it all done. The trifecta.
What's a half
You're like
birthday?
half birthday.
What's a half birthday?
We're like people do this for their kids now, where it's like
When you were 4?
yeah, so like they're like on their 4.5 day or whatever, you know, like literally 6 months away from their birthday, they'll do a half birthday. A lot of people do that nowadays.
That's retarded.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not enough. There should be like quarters.
And there's cake involved. I mean, like they don't throw an actual party, but they might invite like aunts and uncles over. And
No,
like, I'm not bringing that kid shit.
I remember kids doing that in elementary school, you know, back in the 70s, and we would be like, "Oh, that's cool. What's is recess next?"
I'm 12 and a half. I'm 12 and 3/4.
Nah, it's
Oh,
usually
yeah.
for like 8 and younger. Like I've really seen like the preteens do it. Usually like under 10, I'd say.
Oh yeah, it's usually under 8.
But yeah, so glad Shock Show started. So glad it happened. So glad it's over.
Dano's going next year.
I hope he does. I really
So let's say that you're tasked with going to the gay baker to get Gizzard his cake. What kind of cake are you getting, Gary? Pink.
Ice cream cake.
Any particular kind?
Neapolitan. That way he can pick his own flavor.
What is that? Strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla?
Yep.
that's the worst ice cream ever.
Night Strike. What kind of cake you getting, Gary?
Chocolate. The only flavor that matters.
Any particular kind? Just plain old chocolate cake with no icing on it?
No, chocolate cake with like chocolate buttercream icing.
All right. It's going to be hard to beat. Dano?
It would be a cake in the design of a nuclear cooling tower that had a big crack going down the side and hot fudge coming out.
Nice. Hot fudge, though?
Well, it could be like with some red sauce in there.
Yeah.
Sort of cherry sauce.
All right. So, Marco?
I would get him just like a plain cake that had a gay rooster shooting a gun on it. So therefore, the cake maker's happy, and so is Gizzard.
Angelina, I put you last because you're going to do something weird with that cake, I think.
Can't be a vegan cake, though.
You know what? It's gonna be like a corn cake because I think chickens like corn stuff, like cornbread cake. So I didn't do anything that weird.
It's kind of lame.
I'm going to ask Gary what kind of cake he likes and then get that kind of cake.
really big on the surprise factor then. Huh?
I feel like you tricked us with the question.
He always does.
What did I call it? Virtue. Virtue. I was going last, so I could virtue. Fucking. What the hell would be the word there? Signal.
Yeah, totally. You know, trying to trick us with the whole question thing in the first place. Yeah, good job.
WWG.
Mainly, Pants said, did someone say cake? And that made me think, what kind of cake would people get carry? If I would get them a double chocolate cake, fucking, it's the only kind of cake that matters. Or maybe triple.
It's 90 days from G-Web's next gun loophole tour. What sort of cake should we get them?
See, like,
A vegan cake.
Half tour. The half tour.
see, I'm not a big
Yeah,
fan
what
of just
kind
like,
of cake do you like, G?
I just fucking said double chocolate.
Yeah.
It's a big secret. I like eating chocolate cake.
it's funny because I don't like just regular chocolate cake. It needs to be like triple or quadruple, or like it needs to have like so much chocolate in there. It's something else.
It's not, I mean, it's always a good attempt, but it's not possible to put too much chocolate into a cake.
How about a chocolate chip cannoli?
Oh,
I
would
do
do
like
Bro, you would
into
have
my
loved the
chocolate.
chocolate cake that we had at Edge Steakhouse. That shit was awesome.
Oh, that was just too much chocolate.
that crazy cube.
Don't you ever
Here's
say
another
something.
thing.
There is never such thing as too much
Here's another
chocolate.
thing.
Ever.
I can admit that you can have a lot of chocolate in something, but I can pay too much for it. Like I can't. There's a level where I paid so much that I can no longer enjoy it. I'm too cheap. I'll be like eating it, going, "Oh, I could have got like 6 other decent cakes for the price of this bite right here."
What's the hostess thing? I was gonna say like moon or like little cupcake thing. It's not moon pies. It's something else. I think those don't count.
Little Debbie.
No, I know, but I like. We got a French bakery, I think it is. So they know what they're doing. They put butter and everything, and everything's from scratch. You know, it's when I'm comparing. Whatever. I'm guessing your dessert was pretty good, but it's tough to beat a real from scratch French bakery making stuff. And that's going to cost you like $15 for the whole cake or something. $7, I don't know. Anyway, so that's the cakes. We don't know what Gary likes. Does anybody know what Gary actually likes?
Negative.
Probably
Corn
did.
cake.
Not really.
It's a rumor, but he likes cats.
Oh, so he likes poontang pie.
We should get him a cake with a big old picture of Cork on there with no shirt on.
Ugh. That's how you make somebody diet. Like, here's a cake, but also no more appetite for you. All right.
Everybody loves a fishy smelling cake.
Oh my god.
I don't know what's happening to this show. And I don't know what's wrong with people. They're watching it still. So it's now a train wreck. There was a little one of them like things on the side of the road railing. We careened right through it. We were going way too fast. It was snowy. Now we're just on the slow descent into the valley, and eventually we'll hit whatever the hell's down there, rocks or maybe a creek.
Can I do a tribute to Smeggy?
Smeggy?
Yeah. My tribute is I like guns.
Oh, I see. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
All right. So with that, I guess we'll just end it. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's see. What's today? Tuesday. So that means tomorrow's Wednesday. Nobody in here's doing nothing, I don't think. Night Strike's got another thing coming up. Do you do something on Fridays now?
Yeah, only on YouTube though.
Oh, on YouTube. So exclusively on the on the platform that hates guns. Night Strike does his video game thing, probably.
No, I do the Friday Night Strike. It's just a chat.
And then everybody else does their thing, doing their stuff on the interwebs. So thanks everybody for watching and listening.
Well, before you sign off, I just need to say that it will be minus 50 tomorrow, and I may die as a result.
Holy moly, are you kidding? Minus 50.
Yeah.
See, Daniel.
Wow.
See, Daniel. Like if you were a nicer person and someone actually loved you, they might cuddle up with you. But you're too grumpy.
You should have went to G-Webs for the week.
I tell you, I'm half tempted to fly back down.
See,
67 when I left.
this is why you don't let Canadians cross the border. They bring their weather with them.
Bob popped in last night, and everything went to hell.
Exactly. See?
There are places you can rent seasonally, like for months at a time. So some of you old people should figure out how you can snowbird someplace, Texas or Mexico or Arizona.
Florida.
Well, Florida's not cheap. Florida's where you go if you
Alabama.
want to go fishing or whatever. Nobody freaking goes to the freaking humidity. It's crazy. But anyway, so with that, I guess, again, thanks for watching and listening. We did the 2A workshop today, and me and Night Strike hung out in there a little bit.
Yep.
Who jumped in later? Somebody else jumped in at some point.
Arson Tony.
That's right. And got another one coming up Saturday. I'm going to do, I forgot to tell everybody, I'm going to do a SHOT Show bingo on Friday after the Foul Territory. If Gary's still doing it in his old age, I don't know if he's still doing Foul Territory now that he's elderly.
What does that mean, SHOT Show bingo?
Years ago, whenever I was still doing forums and stuff, so long time ago, people would put up the SHOT Show bingos. You know, the bingo card, except it would have stuff like, you know, rape a booth babe or like assault a nun. It had like these stupid shit on there. So I liked the idea, but it was always like this snarky, sarcastic, stupid shit. So I made one, I don't know, years ago when I was still doing YouTube big, and tried to make one. I've always wanted to do this damn tactical quiz, right? I wanted to have like a gun game show. So I've always been trying to incorporate that. And it was one of the attempts to get the gun game show going. I did a bingo card, except with like valid stuff, like buy a lunch for a vet, or somebody in uniform, or like meet a firearms manufacturer, like, you know, actual things that you might do at SHOT Show that are outside of your, I don't know, radar, like stuff you might not think to do at SHOT Show. And then I made like a bingo card, and then I didn't do anything fancy. I just followed the typical bingo game, made up a bunch of different ways you can win bingo. So this year, since so many people actually went to SHOT, I'm going to have them get together, and then we'll just go through the bingo card, and everybody who accomplished whatever it says on the, you know, on the card can put a slug there or whatever, and then we'll see if anybody actually wins a bingo anywhere. Just a way to recap SHOT, and a way to see if anybody actually accomplished any of the like things on there, you know, like take a picture with a service dog, or, you know, those just little things to do. So I figure I'll do that Friday when Clover doesn't do his show on Friday anymore, and Edge quit doing his show.
Does Marshmallow count as a service dog?
No.
Okay.
Just too bad. She counts as a Tubbleard.
Now, I do have to make the comment that she wasn't like that when you first got her, so that finger better make a U-turn.
Oh, you're talking about all the food she steals and eats?
Yeah, right.
Candies. Joe had a lot of candies, and
And she's eating all your lettuce.
Bro, she loves my leftovers.
Yeah. Did you see the Instagram? This dude buys a 1 pound hamburger, which is massive. It's like the size of a dinner plate with like on a loaf of bread. And then he's like, oh, and then put extra bacon and extra cheese. Like, what is it, 8 slices of cheese on there or something? Small brick of cheese melted on top. And he eats like 8 bites of it, and then the dog had the rest of it.
Bro, 3 days before I had eaten a 1.5 pound hamburger. So it's doable in the right conditions.
Well, you're going to reach the right circumference.
No, this diet.
Oh, I think both of us swelled up after this last week.
Well, is Marco flat?
Was he ever?
The Earth is always round.
So what? Conspiracy theories now on Marco being flat?
Definitely not.
No, I have a feeling he's been semicircular for a little while.
I was skinnier. I was never skinny.
Well, yeah, we were all skinnier. Now I'm fat, ugly, and something else.
You want us to complete that sentence, or is that the end of the sentence?
I'll complete it tomorrow if I'm alive.
Okay. Okay. Good.
If I'm alive.
Minus 50.
Bad at remembering things.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Once we get that.
I was trying
I'll try to go to sleep in a comfortable, normal position so when my son finds my body, I'm not difficult to bury.
Holy crap! Was that morbid? So,
Don't you have a fireplace?
no,
Don't you have
And on that
firewood?
note,
I'm trying to end the show. Y'all won't shut up, and I'm having like a coughing hiccup fit over here on mute. So I'm just ending it. Sorry, everybody, for the abrupt ending, but thanks for watching.